They're known as Yellow Jackets, and their goal is to keep the USC community safe.
Tonight, why they're being honored, why they're here, and what they do in the job. See It Live starts now. Kindness SC is hosting an appreciation day for USC security ambassadors. Good evening, I'm Allegra Miller.
And I'm Drew Jones. Annenberg Media's Mary Paige Nessfetter is live at the intersection of Jefferson and Hoover, where students will be meeting to show their appreciation. Mary Paige?
Thanks, Drew and Allegra. I'm live here on the corner of Hoover and Jefferson. We're right in front of the USC Village. Might not look like much now, but come 8 p.m., it's going to be filled with people who have appreciation for those Yellow Jackets. And no, we're not talking about those pesky bugs. We're talking about the security force that patrols in and around USC to make sure that students feel safe. Now, they are known for patrolling the street corners. This is different to the DPS officers. You might notice them because of their yellow jackets. And they are in the public zones near USC. Now, to give you a more concrete idea of where exactly that is, we're going to pull up a map here for you. And as you can see, the area that the Yellow Jackets patrol, it's about a 1 mile radius surrounding campus to protect the neighborhoods, those students who live off campus. And so technically you could walk from the Coliseum to the Trade Tech College and still feel safe because those Yellow Jackets are there. Annenberg Media's Tanvi Varma is going to tell you a little bit more about this.
The club Explore Kindness SC is holding Yellow Jacket Appreciation Day to honor the security guards on and off campus.
No one really goes up and talks to them, and so they were really thrilled that we were going out of our way to spend time with them and appreciate them.
The guards wear yellow jackets and often go unacknowledged unless there's a problem. Today, students came by the table on Truesdale to write thank you cards and give them kind bars.
Those people who are wearing those yellow jackets are really protecting us 24/7 by standing by the streets and everything. So I really appreciate what they do, and I just really wanted to write a kind note for them.
The campus security ambassadors protect USC students from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. You can find them on campus and within a 2.5 mile radius of campus, including the parking structures by Hope Street, and they're on the streets of Figueroa so you can get your midnight munchies. Explore Kindness SC puts on this particular event every spring. Organizers say their goal is to make campus a kinder place.
Because we feel like the Yellow Jackets go underappreciated, and we're really thankful for all that they do to keep our campus safe. So we just want to appreciate them more and send them some love.
Kind Bar donated hundreds of bars for this event because they want to start a chain of random acts of kindness.
We're always looking for more opportunities to say thank you, because sometimes it's easy to forget, that you should reach out to someone and thank them for everything that they do for you. And so this was a perfect event.
Next Monday, you can find Explore Kindness SC on Truesdale again, this time for Stress Awareness Day. For Annenberg Media, I'm Tanvi Varma.
Yellow Jacket Appreciation Day, it's here, it's today, put on by an organization called Kindness SC. They work to contribute small acts of kindness all in and around USC's campus, and we caught up with Nancy Huang. She's the fundraising chair. I talked to her a little more in depth about what the club does, and you can check that out.
There's all these Yellow Jackets around campus all the time, and they're keeping us safe. So our club just wanted to reach out and appreciate and start conversations with them and just spend time with them to show our love. Starting conversations and appreciating openly the Yellow Jackets and all the work that they do to keep our campus safe. I think we started doing it last year, and we switch it on and off with DPS Appreciation Night. So it's relatively new, but the turnout has always been good.
Again, I'm on the corner of Hoover and Jefferson, right in front of the entrance of the USC Village. Not many people here now, but we're hoping 8 p.m. There's still plenty of time. Come on down, bring a card, bring some candy, bring a hug, and come and appreciate these Yellow Jacket officers. Signing off, I'm Mary Paige Nessfetter. I'm going to stand here and wait for Pink Jacket Appreciation Day. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mary Paige. The USC security ambassadors aren't randomly placed. DPS assistant David Carlisle says there's a process for where each ambassador is stationed.
We have 40 security ambassadors deployed in the North University Park neighborhood every day from 4 in the afternoon until 6 in the morning. Do we have them on every corner? No, but we have 40 of them, and we place them in strategic locations based on student traffic patterns, walking, where students live and where crimes have occurred. So we can't afford to have them on every corner.
Security ambassadors start patrolling their off-campus stations around 4 p.m. every day. Their shift lasts until 6 a.m. the next morning. During summer and winter breaks, the ambassadors work the same hours. As you may know, the security force always wears bright yellow, so you can easily spot them. Annenberg Media's Trevor Sahaki has more on the ambassador program in the studio.
Thanks, Drew. USC's Security Ambassador Program, or Yellow Jackets as many students know them, are now a staple in and around campus. These ambassadors are hired by the Contemporary Services Corporation, or CSC. It's a private national contractor that does security work for everything, from universities to presidential inaugurations. USC uses a private contractor in order to cut down on costs. The university does not have to train these security workers. Now, when it comes to preparation for the job, CSC has an orientation at the beginning and continual training throughout each employee's tenure. DPS Assistant Chief David Carlisle told me exactly what needs to happen for someone to become an ambassador.
They meet minimum requirements set by the state of California for private security officers. They have to go through a minimal amount of training, a minimum of 40 hours of laws of arrest and control, and they're trained in first aid CPR. And they have to complete that training and be licensed by the state before they can be employed as security officers.
Now, the job of these officers is to observe and report any crimes or issues they may see to DPS. Even if they witness a crime, Carlisle says they're not likely to make an arrest. Here's what he says they can and cannot do.
They are not hands-on. In other words, they're not going to physically detain people, make arrests, or take other physical action, but they're to observe and report their observations to public safety or LAPD.
The ambassadors have their own supervisors within CSC, but they do work in coordination with community safety officers, DPS, and LAPD, depending on the assignment and time of day. DPS is constantly evaluating ambassadors' performance. For more on how safe students feel while on campus, let's send it over to Allegra.
The idea behind the ambassadors is to offer a sense of security, but how safe do students actually feel? We went around campus to find out.
It's a lot about peace of mind, and just seeing them makes you feel safer, and I think it probably deters people from trying to do anything bad. I think it's one of the most reassuring things for parents. I know my mom liked hearing about that when I was a freshman.
I think that they add a huge presence here, and that if there was crime, I don't know, I don't really hear that much about any crime here, so I think they're doing a good job. Thankfully, I haven't needed to use them for something, but if I did, I know I would feel safer if I used them.
I think anyone who would see them knows that not to mess with a USC student, because they're right there to help us. Especially when I'm coming back to campus late at night, always feel safe when I see them.
They're tattletales, you know. You know, that's what they do. They keep us safe by alerting the police what's going on in our community. We have more witnesses, more eyes, less crime.
Earlier today, we asked students on Twitter whether the Yellow Jackets make them feel safe. 80% said they did make them feel safe, 20% said they don't really help, and no one said they didn't know the Yellow Jackets' role.
The Yellow Jacket program was formed in 2009 after several high-profile incidents around the University Park campus. USC hired additional security officers and stationed them off campus to help create a safer atmosphere for students. In 2009, there was a violent hit and run at the intersection of Jefferson Boulevard and Hoover Street. 18-year-old Adriana Bakken was killed. Her friend Marcus Garfinkel recovered after being critically injured. Garfinkel gave an emotional testimony during the trial of the driver who was charged.
And I will never forget waking up on the side of the street, covered in blood, naked, with my muscles out of all my muscles out of my body.
That early morning.
In 2008, film student Brian Frost was stabbed and killed near 28th Street in Orchard. The 23-year-old was walking with two other students when an argument escalated into a deadly fight. In response to the stabbing, a former student suggested the university put officers outside the campus area. Celeste McWhorter said, quote, "You'd think at night they'd have something where there are people on every corner doing something besides keeping students from crossing crosswalks on their bikes." According to the Daily Trojan, USC hired 22 CSC officers in August 2009. Yellow Jackets were to observe and report incidents outside the campus perimeter. 9 years later, there are now 61 officers, not including a few additions to the USC Village. This year, Yellow Jackets can also be found at USC Health Sciences campus. The officers are serving as a protective presence around the perimeter, similar to the University Park model. Let's head over to Drew with more.
Thanks, Charlotte. Security ambassadors are not only a lookout for students, they help USC's surrounding community feel safe as well.
If they weren't around, I'd probably be like a lot more paranoid, and it's like, because something bad were to happen, then no one would be like if no one were around to like help out, then it would affect us at the school a lot quicker.
Especially knowing that the USC area, it is still it is like a very unpredictable area. So I think having them there is definitely a good safety precaution.
We have multiple security teams here at USC. The Yellow Jackets, DPS, and LAPD all work together to keep students safe, but have different responsibilities. Yellow Jackets are stationed around public zones and near USC-owned housing from 4 p.m. to 6 a.m. They observe and report what's going on to DPS. They don't carry weapons of any kind. USC's Department of Public Safety patrols 24/7 and responds to any incident within a mile radius of campus. Officers are trained at the LAPD Academy and are equipped to respond to any situation that students report.
USC's contract with the LAPD allows the police department to respond to incidents on campus. Students can call DPS or the LAPD directly in emergency situations. USC falls under the jurisdiction of the LAPD Southwest Community Station. These security teams are looking out for students at all times. Be sure to give them a thank you the next time you see them on campus.
Yeah. Thanks for watching See It Live. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Allegra Miller.
And I'm Drew Jones. You can watch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com. Good night.